saya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Mula sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao at sa iba't ibang sulok ng mundo, kami po ay nagpapasalamat sa inyong panonood ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Tonight we are coming to you live from the Villar Coliseum in Las Piñas City, neutral ground for Manila versus IloIlo. And the question is, can the speed of Mark Nonoy match the big men of Manila, including that guy, Greg Zilla himself, Greg Slaughter, who has been dominant in his first 4 games in the 6th season of the MPBL. Slaughter is averaging 14 points and 11 rebounds per outing, and he has yet to
nilang mag one-on-one pagkatapos ng game na to. Mark, usually ikaw talagang focal point ng kalaban, no? Kasi dinidictate mo yung speed at saka yung pace ng game. Pag nandiyan na yung depensa, paano ka nag-adjust?
Siguro dun ko na ipapasok yung kung paano ko involve yung mga teammates ko kasi yun nga, inaabangan na nila yung speed ko. So kailangan ko maging playmaker para sa mga teammates ko.
Maraming salamat, Mark, Nonoy. Enzo, magiging takbuhan nga itong larong ito, no? Lalo na sa backcourt. Anong bilan ni Coach Gabby?
Tatry lang namin syempre slow down si Mark kasi alam naman namin yung strength niya, alam naman namin paano sila maglaro. So yun lang yung naging game plan namin. Tatry namin siya slow down.
Okay, maraming salamat, Enzo Navarro. Now it's gonna be Manila versus IloIlo. Miguel Pere, take it away.
And we are welcoming you once again here at the Villar Coliseum in Las Piñas City. Welcome to our main game between Iloilo and Manila. This is the 2024 Buenas Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6 presented by Extreme. Live with the official MPBL Facebook page, YouTube channel, MPTV Signal Channel 98, MPTV Channel 53 on satellite, and on Pilipinas Live app. Let's meet our starters. First, for Iloilo United Royals. Starting at center, number 47, Chedi Rangel. Forward, number 12, Gwen Capascio. Also at forward, number 4, RV Berjay. One guard, number 6, Shaq Imperial. And the other guard, number 24, Mark Nonoy. Their head coach is MC Abolucion. Assistant coaches, Japs Kuwan at El Tacorda and Julius Sinon. Team consultant is Mac Kuwan. Team manager is Jay Havelosa. Team owner is JJ Havelosa. And now the starters for Manila SV Batang Sampaloc SGA. Starting at guard, number 25, Renzo Navarro. Forward, number 24, John Hamon. Starting at center, number 21, Raba Al-Husseini. Also at guard, number 18, Francis Escandor. And the other forward, number 17, Carl Brian Cruz. Their head coach is Gabby Severino. Assistant coaches, Ricky Dandan, Ren Noriega, and Max Sayantante. Team consultant is Charles Yu. Team managers, Neil Arce and Ado Salazar. Team governor is Joey Simanes. Team owners are Raymond Ang and Emilio Chu.
We have our starting fives brought to you by Buenas. It's Shaq Imperial, Chadi Rangel, Gwen Capascio, and RV Berjay joining Mark Nonoy for Iloilo. On the other end, it's Enzo Navarro with Raba Aluseni, CBC, Carl Brian Cruz, and John Amon joining Francis Escandor for Manila. I had to leave out the last two names because they are former teammates now facing each other in the MPBL. The two Lasalians, Mark Nonoy and Francis Escandor, present in Las Piñas City.
Oh, a nice little reunion for them. And sila agad ang nagbantayan dito, Mix.
First shot for Nonoy, that was short. That's going to be a very interesting matchup.
Oh.
You can really see how undersized Iloilo is compared to Manila. At sa lagay na yan, wala pa si Greg Slaughter sa ating starting unit. And that was a steal by Nonoy, but he apparently stepped out of bounds.
Well, Francis Escandor should be aware of what happens when that ball is a bit close to Mark Nonoy. Just so explosive itong si Mark Nonoy.
I wonder though what Francis can do on the offensive end against Mark Nonoy.
Well, titingnan natin pag nakatanggap siya dito ng bola. Gwen Capascio is starting the ball game. He was the best player the last time out. And Raba Aluseni also getting the start para kay Coach Gabby.
Now there's Carl Brian Cruz. He's been one of the better performers so far in the 6th season of the MPBL. He was challenged in his first game that happened here inside the Villar Coliseum, but he has looked a lot better.
Well, he's been consistent. Ito si Carl Brian Cruz. I think he's been the best player of the game 4 times this season. 4 out of their 8 wins or 9 wins.
9 wins, yeah. Rightfully so for CBC, as he has deserved them. Now he has the ball. Carl Brian Cruz had to wait for Raba Aluseni. Then on the shot clock, Enzo Navarro. Cross-court pass, Francis Escandor for 3. In and out. Great effort by Jan Hamon. No putback though. And the ball was tapped out of bounds by a United Royal. .14 on the shot clock for Manila. Jan Hamon looking for a teammate. He goes to his point guard, Lorenzo Navarro, down the middle. There's the pass onto CBC. Nice fake, a 3, and the miss.
Great setup job there by Lorenzo Navarro, attracting the D before kicking it out to Carl Brian Cruz.
On the other end, Gwen Capascio against Jan Hamon. That's a steal. Berjay could not handle that leather.
Now 2 minutes into this ball game, IloIlo has yet to score. I think, or even just one attempt so far.
CBC on the other end working with Raba Al-Husseini. Could not buy a bucket. An offensive rebound, but it's a steal. This is quite similar to what we saw with Batangas and Caloocan.
Yeah. And itong si Chadi Rangel could not convert from underneath.
It still is 2-0. We're taking a look at head coach MC Abolucion for IloIlo. They have a 3-game winning streak. They're coming off of their biggest victory so far against South Cotabato. Before that, they won against Davao. CBC for 3.
It's been a Carl Brian Cruz show here in the first 2.5 minutes of the ball game. Meron na siyang 5 puntos.
Oh, he has been very efficient in his campaign so far. Number 6 in the league in field goal shooting at 49%. Janamon onto the corner. Back up to Enzo Navarro against Shaq Imperial. Navarro, a good look for 3. Yes!
Great start here for the Manila Batang Sampaloc. When you have like someone like Enzo Navarro na nagtitimon para sa kanya, always the goal is to get quality shots, and usually more often than not meron yan.
Finally, a basket on the other end. Gwen Capasio buying one for IloIlo.
And Gwen Capasio just picking up from where he left off from the last game.
IloIlo was down big after the first half against South Cotabato, 59-46. But he was the one who steered the way for a comeback beginning in the third quarter. CBC misfires. Rebound Imperial. Shaq has evolved as one of the leaders of IloIlo. Now he makes the second three-pointer of his squad.
Shaq Imperial was the best player too at the start of this IloIlo winning streak. No, siya yung nanguna sa kanila when they won against Imos, and just looking really good right now, and someone who is not short on confidence. Ito si Shaq Imperial.
Well, I did mention the leadership provided by that guy alongside Mr. Imperial. This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. At the start of their campaign, the players of IloIlo would admit that yes, youth became a challenge to them because they are one of our younger squads in the league. So despite the high expectations, it was really reflected in the record that it's not going to be easy.
Nonoy, ang alanganin ng pasa na yun.
On the other end, Francis Escandor will score.
He was asking for a foul actually to si Mark Nonoy.
And so, naiwan yung tao niya. 10-6. Mark Nonoy. Off of the switch, it's CJ Katapusan off the bench. Trying to post up, drive-in kick. Madrigal for 3, short.
And just one shot para sa IloIlo. Not much ball movement on their end.
The assist story is 3-1 so far in favor of Manila. Escandor backing down, turning around. And that's a good contest by Nonoy.
Yan yung sinasabi natin, no? Makes ko anong gusto pwedeng gawin ni Escandor on the offensive end against Mark Nonoy, and Gwen Capasio just looking very solid at the moment. 8-10, dumikit na ang IloIlo.
A good response after that 8-0 start by Manila. Here's Al-Husseini against Chadi Rangel. Pinapalabas si Janamon. 7 on the shot clock. Back down to Raba. He's fouled.
Raba Al-Husseini on the low block. Mahirap bantayan.
We have our fast break of the game brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Enzo Navarro with yet another dime onto Francis Escandor with that easy layup. And on the other end, there's Mark Nonoy feeding the ball onto Gwen Capasio.
A nice cross-court pass from Mark Nonoy for that assist para kay Gwen Capasio.
Just saw a couple of subs. Paulo Havilona is in alongside Didat Hanapi. On the other end, it's Gab Gomez, Jay Havilosa, and Clint Doliguez making appearances for IloIlo.
And CJ Katapusan is also in the game.
By the way, we have an announcement. Paulo Javelona is 3 points away from reaching 1,000 points in his MPBL career.
And if he does achieve the feat, he will be number 37.
Dami na. But man, that class is just honorable here in the MPBL. We're very proud of all the athletes that we've had. Ang inaabangan ko nga sino ang mauna sa 2,000.
Ay, magandang ano yan, magandang race yan.
By the way, Greg Slaughter has already made his first appearance. He's matched up against CJ Katapusan right now. You can really see that height difference. Gomez will pull up. No good. Rebound. Greg Zilla. And that's a foul. All right, so now this is actually my first coverage.
Greg Slaughter. Oh, okay.
So I want to ask you, how would you describe him sizing up against his MPBL foes so far?
Well, ang maganda dito kay Greg is that he does let the game come to him.
Okay.
Hindi niya masyadong pinipilit. Yung kanyang there's really no forcing the issue on his part. But again, when you have someone like a Greg Slaughter who's very experienced and mature, compared to other players here, mahirap talaga pigilan because he knows how to use that height and heft to the hilt.
Well, I asked him before this game, how are you adjusting to the physicality of the league? And he said, it's not a problem because I've been through a lot. And so it's already familiar territory with him.
Oh, and when you are that big, you will always be targeted by defenses.
Yeah. Although,
siguro, kahit nung bata pa siya siguro, even during his days in Cebu.
It's a three-pointer for AJ Madrigal, answering back to that three of Francis Escandor.
Ako sigurado ako dyan nung sa Cebu pa lang siya. Marami na rin pinagdaanan agad dito si Greg Slaughter.
And man, do I want to see him play against Pampanga. That's what I'm waiting for as CBC misfires.
Huwag ka mag-alala, mangyayari yan.
Mangyayari yan. But it seems to be at the far end of our schedule.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the most highly anticipated games of the season for sure.
I hope it happens on one's home floor as CJ Katapusan just drained the jumper.
That's one way to take Greg Slaughter's strength dun sa depensa. Just take him out with Katapusan there.
A steal.
The perimeter.
Doliguez bounces. Madrigal feeling it. That was short. It might have been blocked as well by Escandor. It's Javelona. Not the best of deliveries onto Francis.
He was not looking at Escandor.
By the way, Zags Gonzaga is in the game. I'm happy to see him back in the MPBL, formerly of Quezon City. He played 3x3 for the longest time.
Well, actually, Zags made this debut against Imus.
Yeah.
And a great pickup para dito sa Manila.
Oh, that's a foul. A poor closeout by a decent defender, actually, in Paulo Javelona.
He's missed the past few games. Ito si Paulo Javelona. He's been injured and sick, actually. So, kita mo, maghahanap pa siya ng timing niya dito.
Yeah. Although, it would be one heck of a return for him to get to 1,000 points and get a big win versus IloIlo.
Niloloko ko nga siya. Sabi ko, tagal mo na dyan sa 997.
Tinimingan no? Well, glad to have him back.
So pressure on him.
Yeah.
To reach that milestone tonight.
He hasn't shot the ball as of yet. Gab Gomez draining that free throw.
And after that 8-0 start for Manila, IloIlo now in the driver's seat, 16-15.
And the 2 minutes to go in the opening frame. Javelona works with Greg Slaughter. He stays patient, but he's called for a walk.
Na mahirap yun para kay Greg Slaughter when he puts the ball on the deck right at that elbow area. Na medyo, you'd rather have him on the low block na lang talaga.
He basically drove through traffic. So now we're back with IloIlo. Gomez up top to Clint Doliguez against Didat Hanapi. Screen by Javelosa. Gab Gomez, tough pass. Jay Javilosa lost the ball.
Good idea there from Gab Gomez, but Jay Javilosa had that ball poked away. That's off his knee.
Paulo Javelona working with Ira Batalier, who also came off the bench. Here's Paulo for 1,000. A bit too strong. Rebound Javilosa. 80 seconds before the end of one. Clint Doliguez. Screened by CJ Katapusan. Doliguez. He spins and scores.
There's one guy that can really contribute immensely para dito sa Iloilo. Clint Doliguez has the tools to be one of those go-to guys para sa Iloilo. And right there, he showed that spin move.
It's a three-pointer. Didat Hanapi, no good. Good effort there by Katapusan.
And Katapusan, much more athletic than Greg Slaughter.
Can he use it? Right now, a three-pointer. Too strong for CJ. Javelona bounces onto Didat Hanapi. Now up top, Ira Batalier.
And I thought Didat Hanapi had a shot there.
It was actually the same angle as what he shot in the last possession. As now there's a foul called on that drive by Paulo Javelona.
Iloilo giving up that foul to give na nakita nila, no? May isa pa silang foul to give.
Yeah, Franz Diaz in the game alongside Ray De La Rosa. His three-point shooting would be needed in the absence of CJ Cancino.
Absolutely. They need to be all guns blazing against Manila, actually.
Cancino is number 5 in the league in scoring at 16 per outing. That's a turnover. Counter steal. Javelona. No good. Ball tapped and recovered by Manila. No more shot clock. 18 seconds. Greg Slaughter against Jay Javilosa. Kick out. Hanapi straight away. Off to the right. Another rebound for Manila.
The advantage in size just so glaring. Batalier.
Another offensive rebound, and that's a foul. Free throws for Greg Zilla.
Ang hirap makakuha ng offensive, defensive rebound. Yet, when Slaughter just attracts too much attention and too much of your effort dun sa kanya, no, just to keep him out of the low block. And you have athletic guys like Batalier diving for those loose balls. You know, mararamdaman mo talagang impact ni Greg Slaughter.
First free throw is good for Mr. Slaughter. He's shooting at a 76% clip in his campaign so far. There's his double-double average. He hasn't lost as of yet. But not necessarily all best player of the game awards for him, right?
Actually, he has a couple of games I covered, siya yung best player.
That's a prayer for Doliguez. Misfiring on his three-point attempt. And that will do it for our opening frame. IloIlo looking good, 18-17.
Yeah. Staying strong, holding their ground against the Giants of Manila. Well, Brian Cruz got the ball rolling. 5 straight points to start the ball game. But Green Capascio allowing IloIlo to settle down in this matchup. Yan talagang kagandahan pag may veterano ka eh, no? Papakalmahin ka para makasabay ka unti-unti dito sa isang malakas na team like Manila.
This is after an 8-0 start by Manila, Batang Sanpalok. This first quarter score is brought to you by GameX, GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
back at the Villar Coliseum for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Kaya naman talaga nila, sabi ni Coach MC Abolucion. He feels that his system has already been absorbed by the boys, beating the strong contenders. He appreciates efforts from Berjay, Capasio, and Katapusan. Hindi kita sa stats, pero yung intangibles nagagawa nila at nagiging malaking bagay for the team. Unfortunately today, like we mentioned, no CJ Cancino and Jason Credo. Doliges is not 100%. Sa lagay na yan, Nonoy also injured his hip in practice. But generally, so far so good for the United Royals, hoping to execute their preparation against Greg Slaughter and squad. Migs and Sidelf.
Well, that's very tough because Cancino, Credo, and Doliges actually share the same position.
That's true. And that's why Tosiguin Capasio slides down to the 3 because usually he also plays the 4, Tosiguin.
Nice escape by Didat Hanapi. First quarter field goal story natin. 6 out of 16 for Iloilo, 5 out of 17 for Manila. And by the way, we just saw Alan Santos. This is his first game with Iloilo. Good to have him back.
3-point shooting as well. Halos tabla lang. Itong Alan Santos, magandang pick up to. They need an enforcer. And Alan Santos can be he can be that player.
And he's looking to be the Greg Zilla stopper tonight. But boy, that was such a nice feed onto that rim run by Greg Slaughter.
Great hustle play galing kay Tonino Gonzaga.
Now, this play of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Didat Hanapi able to locate Greg Zilla in the interior. And that's his first slam in this game. He's been the best player of Manila in their last couple of outings. Rightfully so. He's been that dominant. And the most important thing is what you mentioned. He's not forcing anything.
Oo. And ang maganda talaga kay Greg, that's why he took 2 games before he started playing.
Bumuelo talaga.
Nag-ano muna siya eh. They had to check how will I fit in. And Manila, Coach Gabby, they've done a terrific job. Yung parang seamless yung pagpasok dito ni Greg Slaughter.
And they actually have won against big-time teams.
Binyan, actually.
Binyan.
I think that was Binyan's first loss.
You're right, yeah.
Nung tinalo nila.
They also won against Rizal, Val City, and Caloocan as some of the big wins of Manila in their campaign so far. Javelona missing, but he was fouled, so it's free throws for him. Pau Pau still hasn't scored, so he's still at 9-9-7.
Oo. Yun ang yung ano namin yung usapan namin. Anong quarter kaya siya makakakuha ng 9-9-7? Makakaalis sa 9-9-7.
This should be it. Oh, first free throw is no good. A 78% free throw shooter in our campaign is Paulo Javelona, formerly of Negros and Bacolod City. 998 for Paulo in his MPBL career. 22-18. Press break implemented by Iloilo. This is Franz Diaz.
Well, again, 5-0 to start the second quarter para sa Manila.
Alan Santos testing the defense of Slaughter. His shot was short.
Parang wala pa sa timing si Alan eh.
It's been a while actually. We have dearly missed him. Paulo Javelona. No bounce. Good box out. But that was tapped away by Iloilo.
It just takes a lot of energy out of you to box out itong si Greg Slaughter.
You know, normally Alan Santos already looks big. He looks tiny right now next to Greg Slaughter. But what's good is his effort against Greg Zilla. Now off of the switch, it's Berjay guarding Greg. This is Zags. Gonzaga misfiring. Ball tap. Recovered by Paulo Javelona. Screen by Batalier. Pass inside. Nice seal. Too easy.
And Greg Slaughter doing some early work down low. Whatever it is, kung sino man yung nakabatay sa kanya, mismatch yun.
Yeah. Nagsabay na ba sila ni Raba Aluseni in the games that you covered?
Well, I don't think pinagsasabay sila ni Coach Gabby.
Oo. malabo naman talaga. But now we're looking at that easy seal and finish for Greg Zilla. I bring that up because Pampanga has the ability to slide Balti to the 3. So now I'm wondering what the tallest lineup of Manila could be.
Okay, mukhang pwedeng si CBC i-3 mo rin eh.
Diba?
Oo. But you give up a lot of speed with Raba and Greg there together.
Oh, nice escape by Alan Santos. Knockout play.
Greg Slaughter was caught napping defensively.
What a reaction from Alan Santos. Welcome back to the MPBL. Batalier turns around and misses. Nice box out. Recovery Manila. That's a foul by Franz Diaz.
That's the Greg Slaughter for you. You know, and I think yung focus niya na talaga, is all about winning. Ito si Greg Slaughter, but that time, that's not a good video. That's not a good replay to my point, okay? Yeah. That's all Alan Santos right there.
Yeah. Just credit the offensive player. But yeah, to your point, everybody is just trying to box out Greg Slaughter. At naiwan ng open itong si Ira Batalier, who's a decent rebounder himself. He's firing on his second free throw. It's 25-20. We're back with Franz Diaz. Alan Santos, face up, couple of dribbles. Look at him size up Greg Slaughter. Alan Santos needs a teammate. 10 on the shot clock. RV Berjay, blocked by Ira Batalier.
Huling-huli ni Ira Batalier, moving his feet very well, keeping in step with Berjay. And kahit may bangga, ito si Batalier, making sure that Berjay doesn't get a clean look.
Baseline inbound for Shaq Imperial. 8 on the shot clock. There's another escape, but a sorry miss for RV. 2.5 minutes gone by in the second. Renzo Navarro on to Batalier. Hand off to Francis Escandor against Mark Nonoy. The matchup is back. Slaughter. Will he back down? Slaughter. Nice cut by Tempra. And James was fouled.
A lot of contact there on the teardrop from James Tempra.
How about James Tempra though, sliding onto that 3 spot? Remember when he was in FEU?
Yeah.
He would play the 5 with that small lineup for the Tamaraws.
Well, gusto ko naman dito kay James Tempra is really embrace the opportunity given to him dito sa Manila. You know, even with limited minutes sometimes, he's an impact player, and you know, when the rotation gets extended dun sa kanyang pwesto, you know, ang laking bagay when you have a player of his caliber na nandun pa sa deep end of your bench.
26-20. Shaq Imperial, leaner, yes. I love how he glided mid-air for that shot.
Well, Shaq Imperial, no question about it. He's not a stranger to being a go-to guy. He was an MVP in Cebu.
Yeah. Southwestern University?
Yeah.
Greg Slaughter working with Renzo Navarro. A 3-pointer. Too strong. Ball tapped away in favor of IloIlo, and Manila wants a challenge.
It looks like it came off IloIlo.
And Coach Gabi now wants a challenge. But it's too late.
Ganun din ang ano eh, ganun din ang style eh. Para hindi maka-challenge, inbound mo na agad.
6 minutes and 20. Shaq Imperial. That's a foul. And the 2 big men will return for Manila, CBC and Raba Aluseni.
IloIlo already over the limit. Yan pa lang ang pangalawang team foul ng Manila. Solid outing so far para kay Greg Slaughter as he goes back to the bench. 6 points and 6 rebounds.
Well on pace for a double-double. He also has 3 assists, by the way. And almost a steal there by Mark Nonoy. He tapped it away out of bounds for Manila. Chadi Rangel now returns for Alan Santos. How about Alan Santos holding his ground?
And scoring.
Yes.
against Greg Slaughter.
26-22. Renzo Navarro. Screen by CBC. High-low. Aluseni turns around and misses.
Now, Manila missing a lot of point-blank shots. Oh, what a pass.
That went through everybody.
Oh,
Mark Nonoy with a sorry miss. That's a foul. Clear one at that.
Alam mo, you know, he got away with the foul early on. Pinabayaan na ng ating mga referees. That's Romy De La Rosa, the great Romy De La Rosa in the building, and Rome De La Rosa, wow.
So they're supporting Rai
Yeah,
in today's outing.
I got so excited. That's my era.
Tingnan natin kung anong reaction ni Mika Bisamis tungkol dyan.
CJ Cancino, dito rin.
Ayan, ira ko yan.
Iira mo yan. Okay.
CJ Cancino, get well soon.
Well, actually, ang galing yan dati, Mix. Romy De La Rosa.
Yung tatay.
Yung tatay. Rome is actually a really good player as well. A really good friend of mine.
Rome's position is what? Yung kuya, as Imperial scores.
He plays the 3.
Yung tatay.
3.
Oh.
Kaya nga nagtaka ako dito nung nakita ko si Rai. Medyo maliit pala to.
Actually, it's quite ironic because usually the younger brother is taller.
Oo.
But the good thing is Rai De La Rosa has shooting for himself.
Oh, and talk about shooting. Romy De La Rosa was one of the best.
Oh. So namana ni Rome ang height, namana ni Rai ang shooting.
May shooting din naman si Rome.
Meron din si Rome. I wonder though kung sino pinaka-shooter sa kanilang tatlo. Pero feeling ko yung tatay ang sagot eh.
Oh. Matik yan.
Matik yan.
Matik yan. Teammate ni ano yan? Teammate nila Benji Paras sa Ronnie Magsanok dati
Wow.
yan.
Oh, jeez,
I'm an OG Shell fan. My biases come out.
My goodness. That's some history for you. 29-24. 5 minutes and 15 before halftime. RV Berjay.
Slowly but surely, Manila has settled well here in the second quarter.
I was actually about to ask you about pace. Do they have full control right now?
I think so.
That's a great run. A foul by IloIlo and 2 free throws for James Tempra.
Well, the pace changes when Enzo Navarro runs the show. You know, si Pao, you know, different point guard, medyo deliberate, you know, good compliment din kay Greg Slaughter because, you know, pinapahihintay si Greg, makakapwesto siya sa ilalim. Ito namang si Renzo Navarro, this is the more, you know, athletic 5 on the floor.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. There's an athlete for you, James Tempra.
Kaya pala walang masagot si Ate Mika eh. Kumakain na sa kabila eh.
PC. Masaya at busog dito sa Villar Coliseum as we have a timeout. Manila looking good. 32-24. 4 minutes and 58 remaining in the second quarter. Next 3 games for Manila. They will take on Pasay on June 24. And then it's South Cotabato back at home on July 1. That's a nice match with a couple of good big men. Marami rin veterano sa matchup na yun.
And what about the Pasay Voyagers? How they'll fare against Lawrence Victoria and Warren Bonifacio, that duo against Manila. I think Patrick Sleet will still be available for that game. So magandang laban yan.
Husseini.
And he looks very happy playing under Coach Gabby. You know, was part of the Ateneo coaching staff nung naglalaro pa si Raba, who is the 2008
Yes, most valuable player.
of the UAAP.
After Jervy Cruz and Ken Bono. As this lucky fan of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Off of that jumper by Shaq Imperial. We have some ladies very happy at the sideline. Same goes for JV Kapunan of IloIlo. First free throw is good for Shaq Imperial.
Lumobo na yung lamang dito. IloIlo just scoring 7 points here in the second period. Manila already with 20.
Let's see if that could ignite the Royals. The free throws made by Shaq Imperial.
Itong lima na to sa loob, no? Navarro, Cruz, Escandor, Tempra, and Alusaini. And actually ang nagpapahirap talaga sa IloIlo.
And this is a big lineup. Escandor at the 2 is big. And we did argue Tempra was basically a big man with FEU. CBC to Alusaini, bumped again by Alan Beltran.
Doon na lagi yung play ng Manila. Already in the penalty. Itong IloIlo kanina pa at the 6-minute mark. And, you know, when you have that advantage, you just go to that.
It's going to take a lot of discipline for Alan Beltran to try to neutralize the bigs of Manila. But now he will take a breather. Balik dito si Alan Santos, who's now the ultimate veteran of the IloIlo United Royals.
Siya na ngayon ang magpapakalma.
Oo.
And that's the story right there. Free throw shooting because of the early penalty and you know yung threat sa ilalim nitong Manila and their size.
By the way, Alusaini is number 2 in the MPBL in volume free throw shooters at 79%.
It's a good clip for a big man.
Yeah, but then again, we've seen that smooth jumper since his college days.
There's a foul away from the ball.
It's James Tempra called for it. This is a nice mix of colleges in the Manila team.
No.
Janamon is EAC, right?
Yep.
CBC is
FEU.
FEU, Escandor, Lasal, Raba, Ateneo.
Tempra FEU.
Tempra FEU. Navarro was LPU.
Yeah, and San Sebastian.
Alam ko, naglasal pa nga yun.
Naglasal din.
Point, oh. Oh, nice box out by Alan Santos. Trying to barge his way through. No conversion. Another rebound, though. And we're back with Mark Nonoy. They go to Clint Doliges against James Tempra. Doliges leaning in. No foul, no basket.
He forced that one, Clint Doliges.
Carl Brian Cruz. On to Alusaini. Quick turn. And that's a turnover. Forced by Alan Santos. Mark Nonoy. Bounce. Doliges. Nice fake. A basket.
A well-run fast break there para sa IloIlo off that turnover. And there's a reason why Alan Santos is on the floor para dito sa United Royals. They need that defensive presence to ignite their offense. And this is what happened here. Alan Santos with a steal.
Good to see him being a nice fit to these IloIlo United Royals. Our fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Couple of good passes. Gab Gomez, Mark Nonoy, Clint Doliges able to score and trim the lead down to 10. Still is a mountain to climb for the Royals, but it is very much possible for a comeback. Babalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. We are inside the Villar Coliseum in Las Piñas, City for the second time in the 6th season of the MPBL. I'd like to greet one of our friends, si Oliver Bautista, the former PT of Coach Louis Gonzalez back in the bubble of the MPBL. Matagal-tagal na yun. Shout out to you, sir.
Lalim ng hugot na yun, ha? Bubble pa.
Ang nangyari kasi, napilayan din ako eh. Naging PT ko siya.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's a cool story.
39-29. Denzo Navarro. Driving and feeding. Nice cut by Janamon. This guy, by the way, has also resurrected in the 6th season of the MPBL. He has looked very good.
Absolutely, and I think that game against Binyan really did a lot to his confidence, Migs. Kasi pinasok siya doon, in the second half and really just provided quality minutes para sa kanyang koponan.
Alan Santos with some quality minutes here. That's a putback for him.
You can argue that, he can actually would have been, a nice candidate for player of the game sa laban na yon against Binyan.
This is Janamon.
Janamon.
Enzo Navarro made the three-pointer. 44-31. Mark Nonoy rushing and missing.
And Mark Nonoy really just trying to utilize his speed para maiwan ng mga bantay. But so far, the finishing has not been there.
Enzo Navarro back-to-back three-pointers. He's in double figures.
Enzo Navarro looking to score this time. Alam naman natin yung ability niya na mag-create para sa mga kakampi niya. He also has 5 assists in the ballgame.
Well on pace for a double-double as CJ Katapusan converts. IloIlo is trying to stay with Manila, but they need to make some stops. A minute and 10 before halftime. Carl Brian Cruz onto Greg Slaughter against Alan Santos. That has been the matchup of the night. Slaughter taking his time. He shoots and misses.
Great defense there by Alan Santos. When you're IloIlo, you would rather have Greg Slaughter dun sa taas kaysa sa ilalim.
Mark Nonoy, pull up. That's good.
A much more controlled Mark Nonoy hitting that jumper. But it's still a 12-point lead for Manila.
That's the first make of Mark Nonoy. He's 1 out of 8 from the field. Navarro drive and kick. Here's Francis Escandor. Up top, Carl Brian Cruz for 3. That's good.
Manila just having an answer every time. Itong IloIlo tries to attack.
50-35. Mark Nonoy. Short. Rebound Manila. No more shot clock. Forward pass. Good tap by Doliguez. That's a lot of time. Greg Slaughter was fouled.
And they are just relentless, itong Manila. And, if the others are not clicking, and kung medyo sawa ka ng tumira and shumot, bigay mo yung kay Greg Slaughter bola.
What a last option for you. Nung una nga, we were raving about Rabah Luceni looking so big already. And yet, here's Greg Slaughter for us.
And the thing there is, I think, Rabah, maganda yung maganda din yung pag-set ng tone niya dito sa second quarter. Nung binalik siya ni Coach Gabi. He came out very aggressive, got to the line, drew fouls, and napaga ang penalty. And that's why lumobo itong lamang ng Manila.
By the way, we're about to see James Sena. It would be his first appearance in this game. That's another big man for Manila.
And that's a veteran big man right there. James Sena, former JRU heavy bomber, reached the NCAA finals in 2009.
An OG. Mark Nonoy, tough shot, no basket, 6 seconds. A lot of time for Manila. They have numbers. It's Janamon who misses. Oh, there's the follow. He just had to add 1 rebound to his stat line.
And IloIlo, they are livid. That was a poor decision, by the way. Could have taken the last shot instead. You know, you give up that basket and the lead is all 19 points. Sayang na opportunity na yun. If you could have waited, if you could have been more patient. But talking about patience, itong tatlong to, ang ganda na pinapakita. Carl Brian Cruz, Raba Aluceno, and Lorenzo Navarro. These three starters combining for 31 of the 54 ng Manila, and they are in total command of this ball game.
That's 12 for CBC, 9 for Raba, and Enzo Navarro has 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists at halftime. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
Para sa akin, pag sinabing tatay, nasa unang isip ko is idol. Kasi simula pagkabata at paglaki, sila yung, kumbaga, yung nagiging role model ko sa buhay. At sila yung nakikita ko habang lumalaki ako. So sila yung, kumbaga, idol ko.
Hero, inspiration, saka motivation sa whole life. Kasi your dad teaches you everything since bata, di ba? So he's the first to teach you. And so the first thought na pumunta sa isip ko is hero.
Idol, syempre. Kumbaga, parang siya yung naging guru mo since nung naging bata ka pa bukod sa nanay mo. So, yun.
Responsibility na, kumbaga, alagaan, tutukan yung anak niya, and syempre, huwag natin mawawala yung pagmamahal. Lagi express natin yung pagmamahal.
Siyempre, as a basketball player, nagtatrabaho, kailangan balance pa rin. May time sa trabaho at may time para siyempre sa anak. Yun po, siyempre, mahirap po, pero siyempre, masaya din po. Yun nga, minsan pag galing ka inside or game, siyempre, mawawala yung pagod mo kasi pag uwi mo, yun sila naghahabol sila agad sa'yo, mangingi ng pasalubong. So, yun.
Bilang sa kama, kailangan siyempre maging responsable ka. Siyempre, ipakita mo sa mga anak mo na yung mga ginagawa mo kasi ikaw yung nilulook up nila. So, kailangan tama yung ginagawa mo. Bukod siyempre sa yung mga pangangailangan ng bata, siyempre yung pagmamahal, yung pag-aalaga talaga, yung maramdaman ng anak nila na lagi nandyan yung tatay nila. Simple lang, bilang ama, kailangan maging responsibilidad ka sa pamilya mo. Unahin mo talaga yung pamilya mo.
Message ko sa lahat ng mga tatay dyan. Saludo ko sa inyong lahat sa mga ginagawa nyo sa family nyo. Keep working hard para sa family.
Sa lahat ng mga tatay, mabuhay kayo. Sana bigyan pa tayo ng malakas sa pangakatawan, lalo sa trabaho natin. Happy Father's Day.
Sa papa ko, happy Father's Day. Mahal na mahal kita. At sa lahat ng tatay dyan, happy Father's Day sa inyo lahat. God bless you all.
To all the fathers, sa lahat ng mga tatay po, happy Father's Day. Especially sa dad ko po kay Dad Glenn Escandor po, happy Father's Day and God bless always.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. Thank you sa lahat ng tulong sa akin. And live longer. Happy Father's Day sa lahat ng tatay. Lalo na sa kaibigan ko si Tosi. Mga kaliga, binabati ko ng Happy Father's Day lahat ng mga tatay na tulad ko at magiging tatay pa lang. Maraming salamat sa lahat ng tatay na lagi nandyan nakasuporta sa mga anak nila. To all the fathers, Happy Father's Day sa inyo and more blessings sa inyo lahat, fathers, and keep up the good work and hard work sa inyong family.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy. Thank you po sa pag-aalaga sa amin. Good luck po sa game niyo. We love you. Happy Father's Day, Daddy! Happy Father's Day!
nice feature sa ating mga minamahal na tatay dito sa MPBL as we celebrate them every day of our lives. But for now, we're still here inside the Villar Coliseum for your Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Mika Besamis, and right now I am joined by Sir Jay Javilosa, the team manager, team owner of the IloIlo United Royals. Sir Jay, good evening. Generally, big improvements seen dito sa team nyo, beating strong contenders. You did well in the first quarter in this game, but really Manila is just really a huge team, and marami talagang kailangan gawin against them. What are those things for the second half for you?
Basically, we need to win the 50-50 balls. They have the bigger names, pero my players have something to prove. So if they want to win this game, we need to win the 50-50 balls and want it more. That's the name of the game.
At yan ang gusto natin makita sa second half para sa IloIlo. Meron po ba kayong mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan, Sir Jay?
I'd like to greet my fiancée, Natalie, watching back home. And then Senator Manny, thank you for having the MPBL. Without you, wala yung mga tao na yun. Thank you very much. And then I'd like to greet my dad, Boss JJ, then my mom, my sister watching in New Zealand, my brother watching in Boracay, and then my younger sister watching at home. And then I'd like to greet everyone in IloIlo. And I'd like to give a shout out to our sponsors, GameX Sports, Victoria Sports Tower, Jerry's Grill, ODM, and then Bagong Kalibo. And yeah, and everyone in MPBL keep supporting all the teams. Very exciting season.
Maraming salamat once again, the team owner of the IloIlo United Royals, Sir Jay Javilosa. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
It was such a clinic for Manila against IloIlo, especially in the second quarter. Well, the score after one was 18-17, but in the second frame, Sedel pointed out to me just right now that it was 37 points for Manila against IloIlo. How would you explain that type of domination for them?
Well, first of all, itong Manila, they were very methodical, especially with their execution, and hinahanap talaga nila ang kanilang big men, Raba Aluseni, at some point in the second quarter, and also Greg Slaughter. Maaga na penalty itong IloIlo, and you take a look at the free throw shooting numbers, 18 of 23. Hindi nga masyadong malaki yung advantage ng Manila with regards to field goals, pero dun sa linya, dun talaga sila namuhunan, 18 made free throws. Rebounding, obviously Greg Slaughter and Raba Aluseni nandun for Manila, and that's always going to be advantage Manila. But itong execution talaga, Lorenzo Navarro, 18 ang assist. Siya talaga nagtimon ng napakaganda para dito sa Manila. Not only scoring, but also setting up his teammates. 18-7 ang assist natin, and IloIlo needs some sort of miracle here, and they're no strangers to that. Nakita natin yan against South Cotabato. They actually came out strong in the second half, but Manila's going to be a totally different animal here. 12 points para kay Carl Brian Cruz to lead all scorers.
Well, it's good that you mentioned that South Cotabato game. IloIlo trailed by as many as 19 in that matchup, and now that is the biggest lead by Manila as well. So let's see if they could do the same thing as Capascio misfires. And you also mentioned the facilitating of this guy, Renzo Navarro. I asked him, how is it like for you being the point guard of the team? And he said, papadaliin ko lang naman ang buhay ng mga kampi ko. And then when the defense opens up for me, I shoot. Siyempre, pag lumapit ulit sa akin, I pass the ball. It's that simple.
Ganun talaga lang ang basketball, If you break it down, we get lost in a lot of the X and O's.
Yeah.
Sometimes ganun lang din
But you have to have the right mindset. If you're Enzo Navarro, he's going up against his former team, by the way. Now CBC fakes and feeds Navarro. 5 on the shot clock, step back 3, in and out.
A crucial first few minutes ng second half dito for IloIlo. How they start this quarter will probably dictate itong outcome ng laro natin.
Gwyn Capascio, he started it all versus South Cotabato. Can he do the same?
The first basket ng IloIlo in the third here coming from Gwyn Capascio, a three-pointer from the corner.
That trims the lead down to 16. Carl Brian Cruz to answer back. In and out, rebound, Shaq Imperial.
Back-to-back misses from Manila from beyond the arc.
It's Imperial who drives, and he got fouled. He didn't shoot the ball, so that's going to be an inbound.
They could have taken the shot, actually.
Let's see the replay of Franz Diaz feeding to Gwyn Capascio. He did mention, Sedel, because of the absence of CJ Cancino and the injuries to some small forwards, Gwyn might be playing that 3 position even more in this matchup, as that was such a sorry miss for RB Berjay.
Oh, libreng-libre. Great pick there galing kay Jaya Velosa, and it's a 4-point swing as Raba Aluseni now has 11 points in the ballgame.
Too big, too strong. 56-38. Can IloIlo recover quickly? Here's Franz Diaz against Renzo Navarro. Blitz. Diaz to the left. RB Berjay back to Franz. 8 on the shot clock. Off of the switch. 4 seconds. Capascio. Tough shot. No foul, no basket. Recovery for Gwyn.
Well, Gwyn Capascio just taking it upon himself here na pangunahan itong IloIlo, because right now, yung kanyang ibang kakampi could not get anything going.
That's 10 points already in this game for Gwyn Capascio. We have been mentioning that he was the best player in the previous outing after scoring 18, but the answers just keep on coming from Manila.
Lorenzo Navarro up to 13 points in the ball game on top of his terrific playmaking.
That's 4 threes already for Renzo in this game.
13 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists. galing kay Lorenzo Navarro.
This three-point shot is brought to you by Stream One-Stop Shop Appliances. This is just going to open things up even more for his bigs. Again, down low. Franz Diaz stepping in, no basket.
It's a tough shot para kay Franz Diaz, well defended by FS Candor.
Pass inside, Aluseni. That was a foul.
That's Imperial caught reaching in on Raba Aluseni.
First foul by Shaq. There's Coach MC Abolucion. One can only wonder what's going through his mind right now.
But if you're Manila here, Migs, alam mo, nagugustuhan ko talaga yung ginagawa nila because ito na yung identity ng team nila, eh, no? And they're trying to sharpen this type of, you know, playing style with Raba Aluseni there, and mamaya pabalik si Greg Slaughter, ganun pa rin. And you know, when you master that, eh, mahirap talaga ng pigilan ng team na to. 9 of 9 from the foul line para kay Raba Aluseni.
That's just gonna raise his free throw shooting percentage of the season. He might be #1 after this game.
Sino ba #1?
You gotta check that. It might take some time as Raba Aluseni got fouled.
Raba Aluseni being very aggressive. This is the biggest lead of the ball game already at 21 points. We expected a really tight contest going into this one because itong Iloilo galing nga ito sa magandang panalo. Itong Manila ganun din. But some key absences, particularly on the side of Iloilo. You know, CJ Cancino, you know, he was sorely missed in this ball game.
Yeah, their leading scorer even in the previous game, Cancino, exploded in the second half as Aluseni continues to make his free throws. CJ had 21 on 3 3-pointers versus South Cotabato. Shaq Imperial, no good. Navarro with the board. There's the bounce onto F. Escandor. Escandor leans in, no good. Offensive rebound, CBC, cleanup.
Just too much for Manila. Ang matindi dun is that's coming off another offensive rebound, but nakabawi dito si Shaq Imperial, pero ang layo pa rin ang lamang.
12 points in this game now for Shaq Imperial. Pass inside, Aluseni looking to dominate. Good defense by Abelosa.
Quick hands there by Imperial.
64-43, another 6 minutes in the third. Capascio backing down against Janamon. Gwyn, pass inside, nice feed onto Jay Havilosa.
A terrific recognition galing kay Gwyn Capascio. Saw the double team coming and alam niya na libre doon si Jay Havilosa sa ilalim.
They're gonna need a lot more of that, as that's gonna count for F. Escandor.
That's poor from Shaq Imperial. There's no help coming. Ganda dito ng play na to, no? Carbrian Cruz gambled on the double team and a drop pass galing kay Gwyn Capascio.
Capascio looks to be a stabilizer for Iloilo. That could be his permanent role. After all, as a veteran himself. Before Alan Santos, he was the ultimate veteran of Iloilo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shaq Imperial fading away, no good. Rebound, Slaughter.
The ultimate veteran ng Iloilo. Mong Basco last season.
Yeah, exactly. Mong Basco. Nasa Marikina na.
Oo.
Big shout out to Kuya Mong. Nice feed. Pass on to Mark Nonoy at the corner. Short. Rebound onto Navarro. You know, he actually could be on pace for a triple-double.
Ito si Lorenzo Navarro.
Oh, that's 6 rebounds, 8 dimes, and 13 points for Navarro.
Taking a 3 there was Greg Slaughter.
Why not? Given space. That's a steal. James Sena on the move. Sena will go all the way. Yes, sir.
James Sena, showtime. Para kay James Sena.
Bit of a throwback for us. We did mention he was quite the legend of JRU as Doliges makes a three-pointer.
Vintage James Sena move.
Here's F. Escandor. Screen by Sena. Escandor, a good look, short. That's a foul. Escandor just bumped onto Clint Doliges.
A 21-point lead here for Manila. And what about James Sena right here? The under control. And the beautiful finish. And the celebration as well. 10 out of 10.
Yes.
Para kay James Sena.
How about the celebration of the bench of Manila as well? Mark Nonoy racing through. There's a pass on to Gwyn. Capacio turns around. Tough shot. He makes it.
Gwyn Capacio has been consistent, but he needs a lot of help here. If IloIlo wants to mount a comeback, binalik na si Pau Havilona and Tonino Gonzaga sa ating laro for Manila.
Havilona is one basket away from reaching 1,000 points. Greg Slaughter, eating time.
Okay pa naman ng late dinner, you know?
Yeah.
10 points para kay Greg Slaughter.
Doliges, in and out. Recovery for Clint. Just came out of nowhere.
And if you're IloIlo, you really have to work extra hard for those offensive rebounds in case you miss. Kasi Sena and Slaughter are both wide-bodied players, and there's a foul on Alan Santos.
He tried so hard to deny Greg Slaughter. To no avail.
And compared to the second quarter kung saan ang IloIlo maagang na penalty, dito wala pa, no, with 3:18 remaining. And this is only, you know, pang-apat nila. So the next foul will be free throws for Manila. Pero kanina, they were in the penalty around the 7-minute mark.
Yeah, that's why we saw numerous free throws. Manila is now up to 28 gimmies in this game, making 22. Cross-court pass, Sena, 4 on the shot clock. James turns around. It's a 3 for Zags, short. Recovery for IloIlo. Down by 19. Clint Doliges. Oh, that's a walk. Completely bothered by Greg Slaughter.
There was a brick wall there named Greg Slaughter as soon as he spun around.
Hindi pang pag-ikot mo, didilim na lang ang mundo. I can only feel for Clint Doliges. 71-52. Paulo Havilona. Onto Didat Hanapi.
A couple of Negrenses matched up here. Pau and Mark Nonoy.
Havilona. Backing down for 1,000. Not yet. And here's Mark Nonoy straight to 5th gear. Nonoy fouled. My goodness.
And Mark Nonoy just explodes and parang road runner. Eh.
Yeah. Well, he was a track and field star back in Washington College.
And the free throw disparity here makes 22-6 in terms of makes. Yan din yung lamang eh.
Exactly. Nonoy, 2 out of 2. He's actually number 6 in free throw shooting at 71% in the whole of the MPBL. That's volume free throw shooters, by the way. I mentioned Aluseni is number 2. It's JR Sumido who's number 1.
Yeah. Ganda din ang stroke nun.
Pau Pau, by the way, is number 3. This guy with a basketball.
Ah, talaga?
Yeah. 78% for Havilona. Gonzaga drives and feeds Paulo. Finally, 1,000 points for Paulo Havilona. And the game has to stop.
Yes. And Pau Havilona.
It took him quite a while.
Yeah. Alam mo, I wanted to read his lips, pero ayoko na lang. Congratulations though para kay Pau Havilona. 1,000 points. The 37th player to reach the milestone. I'm happy for my good friend there, Pao Vilona.
He's been in and out of the MPBL. Had a stint with the PBA recently. So in the past couple of seasons, ang team niya ay Negros at Bacolod, kung saan siya nanggagaling, as you mentioned. But now he's with such a contender in Manila. Paulo Javelona missed his first 4 shots in this game. As he mentioned, it took him quite a while. He was also injured for a couple of games. Kaya matagal siyang nasa 997.
And then nag-free throw siya, 998. Now, 1,001.
Congratulations, Paulo. Let's see if you can go deeper in the playoffs this season.
Parang challenge mo
kasi Bacolod Negros di pa umabot ng playoffs.
Sabagay.
But it's looking good for him.
That's true.
We're back with IloIlo, down by 20. Another 2 minutes remaining in the third. A lot of contact there.
Ganado si James Sena dumipensa.
Nag-highlight eh. I actually wonder if this season would allow him to get back into good shape.
Oo naman. I think Manila's gonna need everyone. You know, this is going to be a, alam naman natin itong season natin, marathon to eh.
Yeah.
You know, the rotation's gonna tighten up for some time, but everyone will get their opportunity. As long as they work hard, we only see the product on the court.
Yes.
Pero, those times spent together in practice, doon nagkakaalaman kung sino maraming playing time din eh.
Especially for this deep team of Manila. But then again, it's a requirement nowadays because the standard is Pampanga. And that's a squad with numerous big men, as Paulo Javelona was able to escape.
They really wanted that basket. Pao Javelona used Greg Slaughter's presence there para makawala sa depensa.
76-55. Gab Gomez for 3. That's his shot. Just a bit too strong. Rebound to Slaughter. Greg Slaughter has 8 boards in this game. That's a steal for CJ Katapusan. 2-on-1. Alley-oop. Katapusan, no dunk, but still 2 points.
IloIlo just sort of trading baskets here with Manila, but Capascio gets the steal, counter steal by Pao Javelona.
Just very unfortunate for Gwen Capascio. 45 seconds before the end of the third. Greg Slaughter against Alan Santos. He stays patient. There's the cutter, Javelona. Kick out, Hanapi for 3. In and out, rebound, Greg Zilla. That's a foul. Will it count? Yes, it will. And that's 4 fouls on Alan Santos.
I have not seen Alan Santos look this helpless in a while. And Greg Slaughter just plucked that ball out of the air. And the easiest of tip-ins. Ang hirap kunin ng bola kay Greg.
Yeah, just had to extend his arms. And by the way, the heft is there as well. He certainly knows how to use his body to protect the ball. Slaughter hasn't missed from the stripe. There's the first. 30 seconds before the end of the third. Pass too long.
Masyadong malakas yung pasa doon para kay Gwen Capascio, who's been the lone bright spot here for IloIlo.
There's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Slaughter being pushed by Chadi Rangel. Let's see what Greg Zilla can do. On the low block, that's a steal. Numbers for IloIlo. Here's Gwen Capascio. Once again, Capascio is fouled.
Great job there galing kay Gwen Capascio. Just gusto ko sa kanya, no, hindi talaga nag-give up eh.
Yeah.
Because the score may may look bad for IloIlo, but itong si Gawin Capascio just does about his business. Just plays the right way, stays aggressive.
Now there's a challenge on that last foul. And so we'll take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was inconclusive. Therefore, the challenge has been nullified.
It is an inconclusive challenge, so forget about it. Gawin Capascio will continue at the stripe. You were arguing about him just doing it all for IloIlo. One might actually argue as well that he has to set the tone for his team.
Yeah, but you know, gusto ko makita you know, where CJ katapusan, where's Clint Duliges. You know, even Mark Nonoy has been
it's been a struggle for him.
It's been a struggle para sa kanya. 1 of 11 in the ball game.
Full court press, and there's a dribbling violation.
Pero ito naman ang gusto mo, you know, they're trying to salvage something out of this game. Itong IloIlo, and who knows, in the fourth quarter baka may mangyari.
Yeah. Miracles have happened in the MPBL. Baseline inbound. Gawin Capascio against Zags Gonzaga. Tough defense right there. Capascio leaning in. Oh, a sorry miss. And a half-court heave for Paolo Avelona. That's no good. Manila continuing to be in control, 78-58.
Well, Manila winning this quarter by 1 point. And it's a mountain to climb para dito sa IloIlo United Royals in the fourth.
This third quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Gregzilla versus Imus had 20 points and 11 rebounds in that victory. Again, he hasn't lost as of yet in his MPBL career. 12 points and 9 rebounds in today's game, and it has been easy pickings for them.
And definitely to see Greg Slaughter came out with his usual aggression. And itong Manila, what a luxury to have ito si Greg Slaughter in your team and engaged. Alam mo yun, body language, kitang-kita mo, naganado siya. He's willing to lead, willing to listen sa kanyang mga kakampi.
Now, in the first game that we had today, we witnessed Ken Bono. And the strategy that we saw for the big men of South Cotabato was to try to outrun him. Do you actually see that same concern for Greg Slaughter moving forward?
I think that's Egay Billones.
Yeah. That's an OG.
Yeah.
Egay Billones.
Oh, Egay Billones, the richest basketball player ever.
You know how I remember him? I watched a PBA game.
Oh, R.R. Garcia in the building as well.
What could this mean? I watched a PBA game when somebody was shooting a free throw. He made it at tumambling siya. Bumak flip after making that free throw.
Siya yun.
Siya yun. Alam ko siya yun eh.
Childhood memory mo ba yun?
Oh, yes.
Core memory.
Makita ka ba naman ng tumambling after a free throw? But back to my question. You think other big men outrunning Greg Slaughter could be a concern?
You know, the problem there, Mix, is hindi ka makakatakbo kung wala kang rebound eh.
And it's so hard
Diyan
to
matatapos
rebound.
ang usapan natin eh.
Yeah.
Makukuha mo ba ang rebound? Kasi kung hindi mo makukuha ang rebound, hindi ka makakatakbo.
Yeah.
Titignan naman yung quarter scoring natin, 18-17 in that big second quarter. That has been the difference here, 37-17. And maaga na penalty, you know, very aggressive dun sa ilalim ang Manila, and that's a foul on Greg.
Yeah, poor closeout. But Slaughter actually is arguing for a kick by Gab Gomez. I'm coming from the perspective of teams like Pampanga, San Juan. They're good rebounding teams. They have decent, tall players who are great rebounders.
Well, that's going to be a concern para kay Greg Slaughter in Manila when that time comes. But
yeah,
they also have to deal with Greg Zilla.
Yeah.
Alalahanin mo, it's not easy to deal with Greg Slaughter.
Now, this free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Well, speaking of dealing with Greg Slaughter, kung ikaw naman ay isang Pampanga fan and you're thinking of Balti, Balti's presence on the floor is very important. Could Greg Slaughter backing down on Balti be a big factor in trying to get him to foul out?
Yeah, of course, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be just Justin Baltasar who's going to be defending Greg Slaughter when that time happens. Kaya nga eh, ang daming pinagkukuha ng Pampanga na mga big men eh. May J-Mo Igilos ka pa. And lately, Lervin Flores.
Who's been amazing, by the way.
Oo, may Ronan Santos ka pa. May Matt De Leon ka.
So all the luxury in the world for Pampanga.
Oo, they will try to, of course, protect and make sure that Justin Baltasar will remain on the floor. Hindi siya ma-foul trouble, but we'll see because magandang tactical battle yan as
Enzo Navarro just made another three-pointer. He's up to 16 points.
He's been terrific tonight, Lorenzo Navarro.
5-3, 16 points, 6 boards, 8 dimes for Navarro. Only 1 turnover. I did argue that he's number 5 in the league in assist to turnover ratio, as that was a wedgie for AJ Madrigal.
Wow, a wedgie at 9:30.
Yes. Inaabahan ko nga yung yung pigeon. Alam mo ba yung pigeon? Yung masa-stuck sa ibabaw naman. Pero mangyayari lang yun kapag yung shot clock malapit dun sa ibabaw ng board.
Yeah.
I learned these terms from the starters. Did you watch that show?
Yeah, matagal na yung nawala.
Yeah,
but,
I missed that show. And I'm gonna miss Inside the NBA anytime soon.
Masaya. No, that it was a good run. It was a good run.
Shaq Imperial against Didat Hanapi. A three-pointer, short. Rebound Havelosa. Bounce pass. Imperial was there. No bounce. Rebound Slaughter.
No, Manila wears you down as well. No, it's not just the way they they play, but the way they dominate you is just something else. Lorenzo Navarro, he is pumped up tonight.
Well, he might be saying that it's his turn this time around to score. Red hot from downtown. 6 out of 9 is Lorenzo Navarro.
Ginanahan siguro sa player matchup natin with Mark Nonoy.
Oo nga. Here's Navarro again. Heat check. Yes, sir! 7 3-pointers in this game for Lorenzo Navarro.
And doing it against his former team, the IloIlo United Royals. Cold-blooded. Ito si Lorenzo Navarro.
Now somebody has to tell him that he's 3 rebounds and 2 dimes away from a triple-double. This could be his best MPBL game of his career so far. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki, the Avenus. Oras na para magmotor. I believe these are friends of the Hamoras. Ayan, sina Raymond, sina Seth, nasa likod. Looking very muscular as well.
Oo. Kondisyon ng ating boss, Seth Hamora.
At kondisyon din itong si Lorenzo Navarro. 7 threes, 7 boards, 8 dimes, 22 points.
And he's not just taking threes from in close. No, hindi malapit sa linya, puro malalayo ang pinupukol na tres nitong si Lorenzo Navarro.
What a heat check for him. 3-point shooting, 11 out of 30 for Manila, and they're up by 27 as of this moment. Quinn Capascio bounces onto Shaq Imperial. Blitz by Sean O'Malley. This actually is his first appearance in this game, as Mark Nonoy was fouled.
Ito si Sean O'Malley.
Sean would be gone, right?
Yeah. Gano'n na siya.
Kasi kahit residency, kailangan bumalik.
Hindi ka pwede maglaro.
Sean O'Malley, before the arrival of Greg Slaughter, was such a staple for Manila.
Saya na panoorin.
Ito
si Sean O'Malley.
Their first game here, it was against Parañaque. O'Malley had a chance to win the game with a layup. He missed it. It was that unfortunate. It was such a nice game on the debut of Marquis with Parañaque, who's now with Abra, by the way.
Daming changes, Migs, no?
And these changes would shape up the championship contenders in the season as Sean O'Malley scores inside.
Closing in on a double-double.
But you know,
si Navarro.
Speaking of changes, Del, because it's a long window, I believe this is the longest window that we've had ever.
Dati, I think 1 or 2 weeks lang eh.
Kumbaga, yung nakita natin so far, parang preview pa lang yan, no?
Oo.
Marami pang mangyayari. So even the players that we're seeing right now, there still is that possibility that they can be released and signed by other teams. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Kasi nasa window pa. Now, as to who will change teams, we have to wait for announcements.
Parang ako, nahihirapan ako eh, because, you know, you'll never know really. Like tomorrow, there could be a player going to another team.
Yeah. Well, that's what has been happening. As there was a kickball on that scramble. Mark Nonoy has had a tough night. He's 1 out of 12 from the field. 5 points for him. Now Enzo Navarro will sit down. It seems like that's going to be it for him. No triple-double. 22, 7, and 9 as the numbers for Renzo Navarro. Doligas drives, and he scores.
Kailangan natin abangan dito. IloIlo only down by 16 here. Oh no, sorry.
26.
26, sorry.
Medyo napamatay. Good evening,
medyo na yung mata ko.
5:51 remaining. Forward pass. That was tough for Mark Nonoy.
Migs, by the way, si Lorenzo Navarro already with his career high of 22 points. And the previous high was 16. And 14 dimes against Bacoor. I think this was a playoff game.
Was that the tinapos game?
Oo.
Yun ba yun? Yung game winner ni CJ Katapusan.
Thank you to our stats chief, Jao Mangonon.
You know, these stats people are ever so hardworking. They're one of those men and women who have to work 6 times in a week.
Ang daming hakbang nun.
Speaking of stats, 1 too many steps for Shaq Imperial. Now we have our play of the game brought to you by Buenas. This is Clint Doligas, the former San Juan Knight, able to overcome the defense of James Tempra. Tempra, by the way, continues to adjust to that 3 position. Flores onto Havilona inside. Nice seal, but that was such a nice block by Mark Nonoy. Those two actually played for UST back in the day.
Inabot ni Mark Nonoy. But really just a tough evening para dito sa IloIlo United Royals. First quarter, maganda pinakita nila, but yun, Capascio, it just doesn't stop.
So, let's do the math again, Sidel. The first quarter was 18-17. Ever since, it has been 72-48 in favor of Manila.
Yes, Mr. Engineer.
It's crazy. I'm not trying to show off, just trying to prove a point. A shock Imperial scores inside.
Pero yun nga, no? All it took was a big second quarter.
Yeah.
For Manila to really, pull away from this ball game.
This is Javelona. Very chill on that jumper. It was an air ball for him. We're seeing some players for the first time in this game. This is Gio Alexis Gonzaga. Would you know kung kamag-anak siya ni Tonino Gonzaga?
Mukhang
does he look
malayo.
like him?
Mukhang malayo.
Well, we'll try to get some confirmation soon. As the Liga sits down. It's 89-68. A reminder, tomorrow the action will be inside the Paco Arena. On Friday in Olivares, Parañaque. And on Saturday, Pangasinan, Calasiao Sports Complex. Capascio, same look, different result. I'm actually looking forward to the Vismin invasions.
I think that's gonna happen later in the season, Migs.
As it usually does. Kadalasan may isang tuhog ng Bacolod at IloIlo kung saan nanggagaling ang ating Sedel Tupas.
Sana this season meron. JV Kapunan is in the game.
First appearance, and now there's a foul called on that attack by Gwyn Capascio. Continues to be very aggressive.
Ito naman ang gusto mo kay Gwyn talaga, no? Hindi talaga siya titigil hanggat, he continues to compete.
At hindi rin titigil sumuporta ang ating lucky fans of the game, brought to you by Buenas. Capascio missing on his free throw. I wonder what else is in store for IloIlo. Could there be a roster piece that could be perfect for them? Madalas maging conversation yun no? If you would add one piece to this roster of this team, who would it be and why? I'm not gonna pressure you to give me an
naman,
answer.
I think right now there are a few medyo mga free agents naman, and the problem is though, may mga nakauna na ring teams eh.
Yeah. Ito na lang.
Naka-load up na eh.
Ito tanong ko sa'yo. Who is, to you, the biggest free agent signing so far in this window?
Wow. Matindi yan, ha?
Do you need 3.5 minutes to think about it? We got time.
I might need.
Sige, balikan kita after ng interview ni Mika sa best player natin mamaya.
I gotta say that
may sagot na.
For now, I think it has to be Marquis for now. And because of the, yung impact niya dito sa team ng Abra. The leader, that team needed a leader, no? And I think Marquis right there will be making an impact because of his influence as Pau Javelona continues.
But to your point, yes, Marquis might be the biggest addition. He's not just the only addition of Abra.
Yun nga
They could be the biggest winner so far.
If you ask me who are the biggest winners of free agency so far,
as a team,
hands down,
Abra. What would you say about that John Wilson signing to Nueva Ecija?
Well, also a big signing, but and yung familiarity ni John Wilson nandun na, and it's been it's going to be interesting how he will fit dun sa team na yon.
Yeah.
It's I know Coach Don Dulay has big plans. I always admire his work.
Oh, nice cross by Javelona. But to your point, The familiarity is there as these last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. JB Kapunan makes a 3-pointer. John Wilson played for Davao for a couple of tournaments already.
Oh, so I'm just, you know, looking forward on a few more. There might be a few more player movements in the coming weeks kasi aabot pa tayo ng end of the month.
Right. There was a basket by Gonzaga, foul on Beltran. To your point about how long this window is, before kasi isang linggo lang, di ba?
No. Pero yun nga, no, abangan mo ang, you know, I gotta say, Abra did their homework very early.
Well, good for them as a franchise. On their first stint, they could make it deep into the playoffs, which means more travels to Abra. A lot of weaving for us. And now there is a push.
Naman yung yung adopted daughter of Abra.
Sino?
Mika Abisamis.
Mika Abisamis, our geography teacher. Could that be posted separately?
Oo naman.
On social media?
Oo naman.
Kasi feeling ko pwede ma-feature yun sa ibang platforms.
Oo, pwede naman. Actually, meron tayong kopya niyan.
Meron na.
Oh.
Okay. So just watch out for Mika Abisamis' voice all over the country.
Galing nung... I'm not sure if you watched her intro.
Oh, I did. She made me watch it. I had to evaluate it for Mika Abisamis. And it was 100/10.
Oo.
I heard your reaction, by the way.
Grabe.
You were astonished.
Oo, actually, yung buong crowd ng Abra.
Oh, yeah, because she spoke their language.
Yeah.
And that is the beauty of the MPBL.
Oh, ibang
you get
klase
to
talaga.
learn different cultures. I myself learned where the places are in the Philippines because of our travels.
Oh,
as Janamon just scored.
Learning experience din pala sa'yo to.
Noong una, hindi ko alam kung ano yung nasa NLEX, ano yung nasa SLEX. Ngayon, umabot na tayong Visayas at Mindanao. Thank you to everybody who have made the MPBL possible, including the teams. And shout out to our staff. Shout out to you guys for that travel to Abra.
Well,
that was a long travel. There's our VIPs.
Oo, eto, hardworking talaga to.
Araw-araw.
Game in and game out. Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes, of course, Joe Ramos, Emer Oreta, our Head of Operations Security Chief, Nuri Distrito, and, you know, the work put in by people to keep the MPBL going 6 days a week.
Yeah.
In a different venue every day. Wow.
Thank you for your service. Shout out to you guys. We're down to the last 30 seconds of this game. Manila with pure domination, 96-74. Flores drives behind the back. Umali for 3. No good. Recovery, and that's a gimme for Gonzaga.
All over but the final score. Kala ko end na ng season pag nagkwento si Mix.
Well, we're just very happy and fulfilled with how far the league has gone. You yourself told me that back in season 1, it was a lot different. Even the quality of play, obviously we have more talents now.
And speaking of talent, this talented Manila team just imposing their will on IloIlo tonight. And, you know, there are a lot of brilliant performances, you know, especially with a win this big and an output this big, almost 100 para dito sa Manila. A great effort all around for the Manila Batang Sampaloc, and this is another win in the bag para sa kanila. They move up to 10-4.
Yeah, doubles for Greg Slaughter and Carl Brian Cruz. Raba Luceni also scored 14 points, but this is our best player of the game, brought to you by Buenas. The guy who almost had a triple-double. 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists for Enzo Navarro.
Lorenzo Navarro, he was, you know, just terrific right from the get-go. was distributing that basketball, setting up his teammates, and orchestrating the plays, and was hitting shots, ridiculous three-pointers in that third quarter burst itong Manila Batang Sampaloc.
At 7 threes in this game for Renzo Navarro. This final score is brought to you by GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Now we turn you over to Mika Abesamis.
Maraming salamat, our buenas player of this game. Walang iba kung hindi si Renzo Navarro. Renzo, alam mo yung usapan nyo ni Mark Nonoy kanina nung interview ko bago magsimula yung game na mag-one-on-one kayo pagkatapos ng game na to. Mukhang naging motivation yun para sa'yo with 22 points.
Siyempre naman, going up against a guy like Mark Nonoy, siyempre challenge talaga yan. Talagang nire-respect mo yung game niya, kaya talagang kailangan mo rin galingan against him.
Renzo, ang susunod na kalaban nyo, Pasay, isa na naman yung backcourt situation para sa'yo, no? Pero mukhang lahat naman kayo halos komportable na talaga sa sistema ni Coach Gabby.
Sobrang confident ako sa teammates ko, sa coaching staff ko. So, alam kong magpe-prepare kami ng maayos para sa Pasay. Celebrate namin tong win na to tonight. Tomorrow, babalik namin sa trabaho.
Okay, very nice. Meron ka ba mga gustong batiin at pasalamatan, Renzo?
Binabati ko lang si Mayor Hani Lacuna, Congressman Sam Versosa, SJ, Boss Frank, Boss Jacob Lau, Awesome Smile, Fortune Day, Boss Ryan David Rojas, sa mga batang 641, Boss Raymond Ang, Boss Emilio Tiu, Tela Athletics, Anytime Fitness Banawe, Boss Joey Simanes, The Fishes pa, Boss Roman, yung mga taga Santa Ana, yung buong LPU community, lahat ng tropa ko dyan sa QC, sa Dasma, yung girlfriend ko nanonood ngayon, si Stephanie Benito, yung family niya sa Marikina and sa Pasig, and yung family ko.
Right, maraming salamat. Our buenas player of this game is Renzo Navarro. Mix and Sidel.
Big time performance by the league's best in terms of assists per game. He was able to score a lot in this matchup. Tomorrow, we travel back to the Paco Arena in Manila. Neutral ground as well for Zamboanga and Rizal. But before that matchup, we have Quezon versus Sarangani and Imus versus Bicolandia. We say congratulations to not only Renzo Navarro, but also Paolo Havelona for reaching 1,000 points in his MPBL career. Victory number 10 for Manila, Batang Sampaloc. And by the way, before I forget, Navarro is the first best player of Manila in their stretch with Greg Slaughter outside of Greg Zilla. He has always been the top guy for them before this matchup. All right, thank you for joining us for our MPBL Wednesday. For Mika Abesamis and sa Del Tupas, my name is Mix Gomez. At ito po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.